What happens when love crosses lines people don't expect it to? Interracial dating and marriage. Yeah, it's more common than ever. We all know that. But it still carries tension, questions, and for a lot of us, silent judgment, especially in the Black community. I mean, it's obvious. That's where history, culture, and identity, they all run deep. So what's really behind the pushback, though? Is it preference, protection, pain, or something deeper? And if you're a person of faith, does God actually have anything to say about this? This episode is not going to be about picking sides. I'm just letting you know right now. But instead, it's going to be about us understanding the weight behind the conversation and challenging us how we see each other in the process. So I invite you to join in this conversation. It is the Chosen Insight, and it starts right now. Welcome back, good people, to the Chosen Insight. It is your favorite cameraman, Cory Brookins. Hope you are doing well. I am extremely sorry because it has been just about 2 months since we have dropped a new episode, and it's been for good reason. Good reason. I've been extremely busy doing the right thing, not the wrong thing, and that explains why I haven't been able to drop any new episodes. I remember my mom was just talking to me a few days ago. She was like, when you going to come out with another episode? You know, I mean, I've been listening to some of your old ones, but I'm ready to hear something new. And so I could only imagine if my mom said that, how many of you that's listening was probably asking the same thing. So what's good? We are here. We are alive. We thriving. At the time of this recording, we are now officially in the spring, 2026. We are rocking and rolling. And I'm so glad that I got my wife on this episode with me because I know she got a lot to say about this. I just know it. And I didn't want to be gatekeeping, but I wanted to go ahead and bring this out to the public as well. So before we dive into that, I want to dive into something else. And you're probably thinking like, oh yeah, he's getting ready to talk about that sin of the day. I am. But before I do that, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our new listeners, our new followers across all of our platforms. Like I said, it's been a few months since I've dropped a new episode, but it was almost, I would not say almost, it was very surprising to me that when I was looking at the numbers and seeing how the podcast was doing, the times that we wasn't dropping new episodes, we were still getting listeners. We were still having people listening to the Chosen Insight. And one of the things that really blew my mind is that not only do we have listeners here, of course, within Illinois, which is where we are, or within the United States, but we got people listening to us internationally. So I got to give a huge shout out to the Chosen Insight family that's listening from Germany, France, Italy. And we also got some people listening to us from Spain. So whoever you are that's constantly tuning in and listening from those countries, I just want to say thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me that you're listening to this guy from the south side of Chicago. Really means a lot to me. And I hope that you continue to listen and let us know what you think about the podcast. We would love if you would drop a comment on our social media, The Chosen Insight, Instagram, Facebook, definitely YouTube. Let us know what you think about the pod and what we can do to be better, because that's one of the goals here at TCI. We want to be better. So now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and slide into the scent of the day. Kanisha, do you know what the scent of the day is? Can you possibly take a guess at what today's scent is going to be?
Oh, hey, y'all. I'm live. Oh, okay. I wasn't even paying attention, just like in class. The scent of the day, I don't know. It's going to be something I can't pronounce. Elysium, Mace's French John. I don't know. Like
Mason French John. Is that how I sound when I'm introducing or naming the colognes?
You y'all Mace's French John Dickerson or something. I'd be like, what? Like you singing or something. So
I like how she put Dickerson in
like
there.
I don't know what. So is it Elysium?
You really are a prophet.
Oh, come on, somebody.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wait, were you looking at my notes?
Maybe.
She's such a false prophet. Don't listen to nothing else she say for the rest of the episode. No, she's right. The scent of the day comes from the house of Raja Parfums, and it is called Elysium. Wow. She loves that scent, by the way. She loves when I wear that. Why did I pick Elysium? Well, I chose Elysium because it is perfect for the spring and the summer. It is a very clean, airy, bright, citrusy, slightly sweet fragrance. It reminds you of someone who just got out of the shower, fresh. After they put that deodorant on, lotion up or whatnot, they just smell like they're just extremely clean. And the sun hits their skin so soft, so elegantly, but yet so glowing. And that's what Elysium does. It's a 2017 release. And let me just give you some of the notes that's within this. You got some grapefruit, lemon, bergamot, lime, vetiver, some juniper berries in there, some black currant, apple, cedar, pink pepper, lily of the valley, rose, jasmine, the bright and morning star. Come on, woman of God. Ambergris, leather, vanilla, benzoin, and some labanum. And what it does is exactly what I just mentioned. It gives you this bright, clean, citrusy, aromatic fragrance. And it is unisex. It can be equally enjoyed by both the ladies and the fellas. I'm not going to cater to which side. Usually I would say it leans more masculine, but I really believe that a woman can also pull this off as well. And so that is the scent of the day. It is Elysium by Raja Parfums. Check it out. I think you'll be glad you did. So how did we come across this topic here? Interracial marriage, relationships. I mean, the last episode we discussed together was how long is too long to put a to get a
before you put a ring on it.
To put a ring on it.
How long is too long to wait?
Yeah, how long? And this kind of coincides with that episode because on that episode we talked about how everyone is not going to get married. And so we came to that conclusion. We said, yo, that's fine. So this is why I don't want to limit it to interracial marriage, but also bring in the relationship part because you still got people that's dating, courting, whatever word you want to use. That's what's going on. So my mom and I was talking. She was over by the house and she was talking about a well-known pastor. I won't name him. And that he's black. He's a brother, but he ended up marrying what at least she thinks is a white woman. The lady looks white. She kind of comes off white. I think she's mixed. I don't think she's fully Caucasian. And I could tell once we got into the conversation how my mom was like disappointed, like, how he just go marry outside his race, you know? And I kind of thought to myself, like, wait a second, I heard this before. I mean, obviously the media has covered it. My wife and I have talked about it. But my mom, she's a baby boomer. And I'm like, why are you getting so rattled about this? Like, I'm your son. He ain't your son. I married a black woman. But she she felt some type of way about it. And so I decided that we should just go ahead and talk about it because I know my wife got some things to say about it. I mean, interracial dating, marriage. I mean, why do I would say I want to ask, why do black women become somewhat triggered or easily triggered by this topic? Like, what's that all about?
I don't know. It could be a myriad of things. I think when you talk about the baby boomers, like your mom and their generation, I think it goes back to the slavery, how white people owned them, how Emmett Till, they killed that man for whistling at a white woman. And it goes back to like, those are triggers for them. They're like, they did all that to us. and yet you want this. Not even that this white girl got anything to do with it, but I'm punishing you for your ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then also it can be because of things that happen to them. And I'll go back into that later, but it could be like, things that have happened or their own experience. I think personally for me, I don't think nobody protects a black man like a black woman. I mean, black women gonna go to bat for their black man. I feel like they gonna rally for him. They standing up. I mean, look at the show For My Man. You got people killing for their man. I mean, we ain't doing all that, but I mean, they go to bat for their man. Like,
where's this show at? Is it on Netflix?
it's on A somebody.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
probably A&E.
Yeah, For My Man. So, I mean, they really hold their men down. I think interracial dating can be beautiful. I think you can learn new cultures, new perspectives, new ways of life. But let's not act like it doesn't come with extra conversations. Because when you're a black woman, you're not just bringing yourself into the relationship, but you're also bringing your experiences, your identity, your reality. So, and your partner, they got to be okay with that and know how to handle it, not ignore it. Because they going to come to the cookout and we're going to be talking about, we're going to be eating greens. And he going to be like, well, where the green bean casserole? Like, we got to have these conversations that when we playing spades, don't come up in here talking about Jenga. Like, you got to get in where you, like, there are conversations that have to be had. You know what I'm saying? Because it can get real dicey.
So do you think the Latino can't get down with those type of conversations? Well, I mean, think about it. What if it's a Latino woman?
I feel like we embrace a little bit more Latino woman because the Mexicans, we feel like is kind of like them, our sisters and brothers, kind of like the Mexicans. Because what they gonna do? They gonna stick with their family. They usually stick with their kind. You don't see too many Mexicans and blacks. You see more like Mexicans with Mexicans. They don't really deviate, but they always help their family. They on the come up. When you see them get out of car, it's like 20 of them folks getting out the car.
It's like a magic trick.
It's like
it just keeps coming out.
The carbonara effect.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, so I think that we think of them kind of like as our brothers and sisters. So it don't really bother us with a Mexican. Where for me, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can give y'all a little story time for me.
Story time.
I know y'all love it. Now y'all love a good story time. So for me, I was in high school, just graduated, and I was talking to this guy, and he was actually just going into the 12th grade. So I had graduated. He moved to Lafayette, Indiana with his mom. He was living up here with his father, so he had to move. And I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm in love, whatever. So I wanted to go and follow him. Follow me, hey. And so my mama told me, you don't need to be going down there. You got to listen to your mama, because I'm telling you, mamas be knowing. And that's why I listen now. At 40 years old, my mama tell me don't fly somewhere, I ain't going, because mama said. But anyway, so my mama told me don't go, but against my will, who I get on my side? My daddy, because I'm like, I know he want me out the house. He want him in Bay, so let me convince him to let me go. It worked. He gave me my own apartment. I wasn't even there a month. I mean, just doing what I wanted to do, whatever, thinking I was big and bad. And this man got to high school and found the Becky. And
found good old Becky.
Found Becky. And I was through. And I tell you, heartbroken, like I wasn't enough. All this I did, I moved here for you, this and that. So every time that I saw an interracial couple in the mall or whatever, it triggered me because of what I had endured. But after I healed and realized that it was not me, I was enough, that it was him and this is just what he wanted to do, then I became okay with it. And I think if you're in the body of Christ, I don't think we should see color. I think that anybody can date anybody and be in love with them.
But that's true what you just said.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it is the people in the body of Christ that has, I would be bold enough to say this, the loudest pushback. I mean, take my mom as an example. She's a woman of God. I love you, Mom. You know that. This is no shade towards you. She's a Christian. She's a believer. And it rattled her cage again.
Yeah.
The fact that this pastor, he married someone that wasn't within the African American race, community, however you want to title it.
Yeah.
And yet she's a believer.
Yeah.
And she would be the same woman, like a lot of other women. I'm going to be really bold to say this. Let's just say if
But-
a man,
Go ahead.
a brother,
Uh-huh.
he goes to church, and I'm gonna get real specific here.
Okay.
He goes to a Pentecostal church,
Mm-hmm.
charismatic church,
Mhm.
right? Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized,
Yes,
that with a mighty
speaking in
birdie
tongues.
fire,
Yes.
fire, you know, yeah, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And for so many years, all the women in there, they're like, oh, he's good looking, he's handsome, he dressed well, he smells good, you know, make good money.
Mm-hmm.
At least it look like you make good money. And then one Sunday out of the blue, he brings a friend with him.
Mm-hmm.
And this friend is Becky.
Mm.
And mind you, let's just say that the church is 95% Black. The other 5% is a mixture between Latinos, and you got a few Beckys and a random Karen that is a member there too. But this brother brings Becky in, and all the women are, as the Bible say, their eyes was fastened on Jesus.
Yeah.
All their eyes was fastened on him.
Because they probably like, what is Becky doing that I wasn't doing? He know I wanted him. Was my wig not on right? Was I not good enough? You know, they're like, what is she doing? But I feel like, because I have cousins who's married, a Black cousin who's married to a white woman, but she acts so Black. Like, I don't even see it. Like, when I see her, I just be like, that's the homie right there. Like, I don't know if it's because she acts Black. And then I have also, you know, I have friends that are married to not Black women, you know. So, this is a very touch and go subject.
Well, I mean, I want to go back to the story. I don't want to go.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
don't want to like hit the fast forward, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to kind of park on the story you talked about.
Yes.
The guy you was dating while you was in college.
Yeah.
So why did it trigger you the way that it did, that he moved on and ended up dating someone outside of the community?
Because it was like, first of all, everything I did, was I not enough? Was something about me? Did you want something different? Like, what was she given that I was not given, or even more? But I had to realize that it wasn't about me. It was about him. And I think even to this day, I think he married a white woman. You know, I think he was into football and he was that. And me, I don't know. I feel like Black women are so strong. And I feel like sometimes, I mean, my god brother, like he's married to a Filipino. And I mean, that's fine, but she just as crazy a Black woman too. I don't know if they feel like Black women are crazy. We always got lip. We got that. And I hate when a Black man feel like a Black woman can't be a prize. Because how come we can't? You know, so because she white, thin, paper thin, about to melt away, she the prize? Her hair paper thin, you know, or because they say we wear weave. Unbeknownst to y'all, white women wear more weave than us. But you don't think they do, because why? You think their hair is automatically long. Baby, bye. They got so many bald spots, they wear weave like it's nothing. Fact check.
She is hot right now.
Yes,
she
I
said,
am.
Baby, bye.
Yeah.
She's hot.
No, because I'm just saying, like, y'all think they got it like that, but baby, they up in here, Botox, not eating, throwing up food, being anorexic so they can be that size 0. Baby, we eating the fried chicken. We ain't doing all that. But y'all think that's the prize. They messed up. You know, like, no, no. Like, so I just don't understand why they think that Black women can't be the prize. Who held you down? If you're a Black man, your first love, your first everything, the one that changed you, nurtured you, whatever, was a Black woman.
Yeah.
So for you to...
So does that automatically mean, because we had that upbringing, that
it doesn't...
It got to be a Black woman, or it should be a Black woman that we end up, you know, making this lifelong commitment to?
It doesn't, but it still kind of... It doesn't, but it's just like, where's the loyalty? And it kind of does kind of rattle my cage. I mean, I front. Like the basketball players, like I give props to LeBron James, who has been with his woman when he was a nobody. Then he made it in NFL. Soon as they make it in the NFL, what they do? They drop the girl that was with them through high school, the one that they done cheated on, she took back 10 times, and where they go? They go find a Karen. Like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me holding you down meant nothing? Why do they do that? You a man. I can't speak from the man point of view. All I can do is speak from the woman point of view. And when I say that, I think the man that does that is weak, because a Black woman is going to stand up. Black woman, she might have some lip service. She just might, but she telling y'all the truth. And I feel like only a weak, I might get in trouble for this, but only a weak man will go outside the race.
Drop the mic. Now, don't drop that mic. I just bought that mic. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you just dropped a lot of weight. And just from listening to what you said, I can see how not only is it triggering, but it also it reaches down and it sounds almost as if it affects a Black woman's identity. Is it kind of fair to say that?
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
observation.
but see, it's also like a very fine line because
Yeah.
what you don't want to do is you don't want to begin to talk so much about how a Black man should be with a Black woman to the point that it's almost like you're worshiping your race.
But my best friend, she's Brazilian and she ain't fully Black. She date all Black men. And when I see it, does it trigger me? I'm like, oh, that's just the. So I don't know. It's so like.
Yeah,
it's
you know what?
such a
I'm glad
fine
you.
line, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up because what happens when the Black woman dates or possibly marries a white man?
Oh no, maybe
within the sisterhood. Let's talk about the sisterhood for a minute. I mean, I'm gonna give you my thoughts about the brotherhood.
Okay.
But as far as coming from a Black woman's perspective, your friend, she's Black.
Well,
she turns around. You find out she's dating a white guy.
Well,
You're like, okay, cool,
yeah.
bet. But now they tie the knot. Are you all offended by that, or is it?
Well, I don't know what's the motive because I ain't gonna name no names, but somebody told me they married a white man. And they said that they married that white man because they thought they were going to come up and they thought all white men had money. Wrong motive. And then they found out he was from the trailer, had nothing. So you were marrying him thinking you was on the, because the guy don't want to come up. No. And now you're not. So it's like they have a stereotype. All white men, CEOs, drive Bentleys, got the good life. Maybe their parents got an estate. And then you get with Joe and he living from the trailer park. And now you like, oh man, but he didn't get that off. So
I think it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
I think what some Black people have done, and it's because of the media, it's because of so many stereotypes and so many narratives, which a lot of them were false, but we can't help since the birthing of this country, we've always seen the white man or the white woman glorified.
Glorified.
Like this is like the man or the woman, right? I mean, we even see it with Jesus. Like there's so many
white Jesus
art
pictures,
paintings of Jesus being a European, soft lips, blue-eyed white
long
man,
hair,
long silky hair, white man,
right?
But obviously, no one has seen Jesus within this lifetime, so we don't know. But the point that I'm making is we have done that. And I think to piggyback on the part you talked about, like with NBA players and other sports figures and public figures altogether, when we see a brother you turn around and marry a white woman, not gonna lie to you, some men, we be like, dang, why you have to do that? But in some aspects, we like, okay, we get it. But
what do you get? Why he did it?
Yeah, we did. Why we get why he did it.
Why did he do it?
I don't think there's one particular reason why a Black man would turn around and marry outside of his race. But some of the most common stereotypes, and I'm sure you that's listening can agree, you probably got a whole laundry list yourself. We ain't got time for all that riffraff. I've heard it from close friends of mine who are Black and who ended up either dating or marrying outside of their race.
Really?
And that is Black women, they either run their mouth too much, they don't know when to be quiet, they want to try to wear the pants, they always got a lot of talk back, and they like, look, I ain't got time for that. And so now I'm not justifying none of this. This is just purely observation.
Yeah, then when they go down, like my cousins, them, every single one of them in Wisconsin, they got a white girl on their arms. They all of them went to jail. The white girl dipped out. They got out of jail. Who they go back to? Now you want a Black woman? No, go back to Karen. Like, wait a minute, she left you soon as before the ink dried on the name and you was going in handcuffs. She was out of there. Because she ain't going to really hold you down. She going to hold you down in front of your face. But behind your back, baby, bye. Because her family going to be talking in her ear. She going back to the ranch. She's not fooling with you like that.
Yeah. And I would say no. Because
no what?
I would say no in terms of they're not going to always be going back to the ranch. They may stay with Derek. Or what's another common black man's name? David.
Brian, David, Joe.
Yeah. They gonna hold him down.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in history.
It's just too many complications when you with white black relationships. Like you gotta over explain everything. Then the first thing somebody say, even with friends that are white, because I have, you have friends that are white, they were like, I don't see color. Okay,
like,
that's a red flag for me. You don't see color?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we just ignoring reality now because I'm blacker than black.
Well, that's what
you don't see color, but when I wear my natural hair and then I straighten it, you're like, oh, is that a weave? Or because my hair can't be long. You just told me everything I needed to know. Or when you come in braids, can I touch it? No, you cannot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so fascinated with the black race.
This is true.
They're so fascinated. Like,
this is true.
It's freaky, but anyway. But
So I think at this point we really need to know not only what our opinions are, but what do statistics say?
So, let's look at some of them.
I did some homework, obviously. Y'all know I'm going to do that. I love research. So I went to the Brookings Institute, not the Brookings.
I was about to say
Institute.
the Brookings.
I don't have an institute. This is the Brookings INGS Institute.
We got money I didn't even know about. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I do, but we'll talk about that offline.
Cut.
Brookings Institute said we asked almost 5,000 U.S. adults about their interactions with people of other races in the workplace, in friendships, in their families, and how they judge those interactions. Here's what we learned. Pay attention, boys and girls. Americans overwhelmingly reject racial bias in personal and professional relationships. Overall.
They rejected it?
Kanisha looking like, I ain't buying that.
I mean,
this is fake news.
I mean,
this is false.
Almost like the president. Fake news, fake news.
It's all fake.
It's all fake. Because you're not going to say that you're racist. No one says I'm racist.
No.
You don't come out saying that. It's in the actions. It's in the things the subtle things.
It's in the fruit
that you can look for.
It's in the fruit. It's like what Jesus said. You'll know them by their fruit.
Yeah. You know about, you will.
Over 80% of adults report that race is not important when selecting friends or business partners.
Mm-hmm.
The attitudes that are consistent regardless of political affiliation. Now let's talk about interracial friendships because you hit on that.
Yeah.
As far as like I got white friends,
yeah.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Interracial friendships are common and meaningful. More than half, 54% in particular, of adults have a close friend from a different race.
Mm-hmm.
And 72% have at least one casual or close friend from a different race.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to the interracial. Interracial marriages are more common than ever. And 52% of adults have dated someone from a different race.
Mm.
In 1980, just 3% of married couples were interracial. By 2015, get this, that share had grown to 10%.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
I could see that.
The most significant increase in interracial marriages occurred among white Americans from 4 to 11%, and Black Americans 5 to 18%. So 18% compared to 11%. Black Americans are saying, "Yo, I want to go ahead and test the waters. I want to go ahead and marry outside of my race." But check this out. Here is the race. And I hate to use that word race because I was reading a book recently that kind of goes against that. I'll have to talk about that on a different episode. But Asian and Latino or Hispanic Americans continue to lead in interracial marriage rates at 29 and 27% respectively. So if we want to talk about what race is leading the charge with like marrying outside of their race,
it's Hispanics.
It's the Asian and the Latinos.
That's interesting.
So Roberto is not he's not going after Isabel like that. He's going after
well, Roberto said, I want some greens. Okay, I'm tired of these stuffed tacos.
I'm just saying.
Well, I like tacos.
Roberto wants Felicia. So
okay. Okay, Roberto. No, but I mean, like I said, I think the friend thing and having friends that are different races is, I don't have a problem with that. I think our generation, what are we, the millennials?
Millennials.
We're less racist as far as like friend groups and everything. Because I think racism is taught behavior. And I think like the generations, like the 60, 70-year-olds, they were a little more racist than our generation. Because I know my brother and his friends, it was nothing to just go over to their house, ring the doorbell. We were like kicking it. And I didn't feel any type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the racism is a learned behavior. But I think if you're in the body of Christ, honestly, no matter how I feel, I think that at the end of the day, if you're in the body of Christ, that love is love, because love doesn't have a color. If you love someone, they treat you well, and that's what you want, then do it. Don't do it. Do it because you love them. Don't do it because you think, oh, if I marry white, that he gonna treat my kids better. He ain't gonna be a deadbeat, because that can be opposite. Do it strictly for love and no ulterior motives. And that's on either way, man or woman.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the body of Christ, love is love. The only thing that the word talks about is that not being unequally yoked. You can be black and be unequally yoked.
Come on now.
So it's just about just making sure that you're in the right standing. So date who you want to, love who you want to love, and be unapologetic about it. It don't matter our opinions, because we only two people. My experience might make me feel that way, but somebody might have had another experience and they'd be like, I'm cool with it. They might not, it might still be a little razzle dazzle for me in there that I didn't know about. So, I mean, I might be speaking from that,
Come on, razzle dazzle.
So, I mean, love is love at the end of the day. I just think you should have the hard conversations and just don't go into it thinking that a white man gonna treat you better, that a white man gonna make more money than a black man, and that he gonna be better with them kids, because you might just go in there with right intentions.
And the same thing vice versa.
Yes, I said the same thing vice versa. Yeah.
The same thing vice versa.
Yeah, don't think you gonna get, like, she ain't gonna have no weave. Don't think that she ain't gonna be getting Botox on the side with your money. You at work and she up here getting fried, laid, and died to the side because she got to keep up this certain image for you.
Yeah.
Don't think that when she wake up, her breath don't stink, or she ain't gonna wear no bonnet
because it stink.
Because these people, it's like it's like the Beckys. I feel like, yeah, I despise the black women, but y'all want everything like a black woman. You going to get BBLs. You want to wear the weave and the braids. Like, be you.
Listening to what you're saying, and I don't know about you that's listening, but listening to what you're saying, it sounds like it's more, I don't want to say beef,
probably,
but is it beef?
It's probably that old school. It's probably beef, old school beef.
I think a lot of black women have beef when it comes down to a black man marrying or dating seriously. Again, I think brothers, we really don't trip about it.
I think it's a woman's issue.
This is.
Oh,
what's the name of Maxwell's song? This woman's work. I mean, this is what I'm really getting, and I say that because I went on Threads and I posed this question.
Oh, what you see? What you say?
I said, I got a question.
Okay.
Does a black man dating or marrying outside his race still makes him a quote weak? I'm asking for a friend.
Ooh, what did they light you up?
I really wasn't expecting a lot of comments.
You got 22 comments.
Yeah.
Read the comments.
Let's get into the comments, y'all. Get the popcorn.
Uh-oh.
All right. So one person said no because the black man doesn't believe in marriage, but will have kids though. Man, okay.
Ooh, somebody said it makes him ineligible to return, from my understanding. Return who? Back to the black woman? What you mean? Ineligible? Are we returning clothes? Like, What do you mean?
Oh, she talking about returning that brother.
Dang.
Now, here's the one that got me. This brother said, yes, unless she's uber pro-black herself, which is extremely rare. So he's saying, yes, it does make them weak. Wow. Okay, so we're going to start kind of bringing this episode to a close, but I want to hear what you have to say, the listener. What are your thoughts? Please engage in this conversation, especially if you are a believer, because ultimately, like the title of this podcast, The Chosen Insight, that is what we really need to seek out, because you may have your opinion. Mrs. Brookins may have her opinion. I have my opinion. But ultimately, what does God have to say about interracial marriage, dating, right? So we don't see an exact line by line, word for word passage in scripture that God talks about interracial marriage, but we do see stories that allude to it. Okay. So we can easily go to the Old Testament where we see Moses. You know, Moses was a Jew. Clearly, Moses had a thing for African women because he married one. He married a Cushite. Okay. So we find that in Numbers 12:1. Israel was told by God not to marry certain nations. Okay. And the reason given was because they will turn their children away from following God. Okay. So this wasn't about skin color. It was more so about spiritual direction.
So was that like kind of could be about the equally yoked part? Meaning that.
So when we mention that passage of scripture, now we're talking about what the Apostle Paul was giving instructions to, okay, to the New Testament church. That I would, but you know, I would kind of say yes. But in this case, he was more so speaking about people within the marriage, that if one person is saved and the other person is not saved, so you don't want to be unequally yoked. And if you read that passage in its entirety, he's talking about with an unbeliever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just, we come from being African American, being white, being Mexican, whatever. We just come from two different cultures. Like, especially if you Black, you in a church on Saturday mornings, we was waking up to some John P. Key, get up, time to clean. You already knew what time it was when the rhythm beat drops. And maybe in a white household, it was like, oh, Johnny, you can stay asleep. So if I'm dating.
But what if Sarah was listening to the Tommies? I mean, you don't know that.
I mean, she could have been, but sometimes like just growing up is different. So it goes how you raise your kids if you're in interracial dating. And then you have to talk to your kids about it. It can affect the kids, because then it's like when they go to school, they be like, you ain't Black enough. Oh, you ain't white enough because you got Black. It can affect them too. Like, it's so many, it can go so many different ways. So, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, I've never dated outside of my race. Not that some Black men, some white men weren't attractive, or, it's just that, I just love caramel. I just, I don't really do vanilla or anything. All my Black walnut ice, everything I like is Black. I mean, got the Black name on it. But you, on the other hand.
What about me?
I mean, you said that you dated somebody that a white girl. So, I mean, let's talk about it. Because, he don't want to give his experience, but I'm about to put him out there.
I don't mind giving my experience.
Yeah, you dated a white girl. I mean, it didn't last too long, but
it didn't last long at all. I met her on Tag. Remember Tag, the website?
No, I've never heard of Tag.
You never heard of Tag?
No, was that before MySpace?
Tag and MySpace kind of came out around the same time.
Oh, yeah, he was on everything. He had too much time on it. That's what, too much time.
Are y'all familiar with Tag? Let us know.
Baby, I never heard of that before. This is the first time.
Man, Tag was it.
So, Tag, you're it. I love that. Tag was it. You see that? That's
Look at
good.
You. I didn't even catch that.
See?
Yeah.
If Tag was it. Okay.
No, I dated a white girl.
So what made you? Did you just want to try something? Because before that, you had been dating just only Black women, right?
Yeah.
So what made you go outside your ways? Do Mama Brookins know this?
Mama Brookins probably don't know this until now. So, surprise. The thing about that particular girl was...
No, why did you... My question was, why did you why'd you start dating her? Like, what was it about her? What did you think, like, oh, I'm gonna just try it right? What made you
She
do
looked
that?
good.
Okay,
Well,
she looked.
somewhat. I mean, she wasn't like
Somewhat.
she wasn't like
Dang. Is your eyes
she
open
wasn't
now?
like fine, like, she wasn't like man, she fine, she hot. It was more like, we just having a good time. That's really what it was. She was the girl, and I say girl because I didn't even reach adulthood yet at this time. But she was the girl who, she was a little thick to be a white girl. And I was like, oh. Snap. Did I really just see that? What's going on? Where you stay? And from there, we talked a little bit. I ended up meeting up with her.
So what turned you off about her? What was it that it only lasted a month? Thicker than a snicker didn't keep you.
No, it didn't. It didn't, because it melted.
Uh-huh.
The thing that didn't keep me was culture. It goes back to culture.
Culture.
And I didn't realize that for so long I had become so almost in love, I would say, with Black culture. Now, this is not to say that I look over my nose at other ethnic, backgrounds and cultures and things like that, and what they have to bring to our world, because I really do love variety within culture. Yeah. But when it comes down to intimacy, when it comes down to courtship, obviously marriage, because you and I are married.
Yeah.
I just love everything Black. I love our people.
Yeah.
I love everything about Black people. And and that's even including the messiness. Now, that doesn't mean that I love Black mess. So please hear me. Like, I'm not a gossiping guy, but I do love everything about what we bring to the table. I feel like our creativity, our fashion, our style, the way that we dress, the way that we speak. Yeah. Let's not even talk about singing. I just feel like we bring so many sophisticated and timeless values to the world.
I agree.
That a lot of it is despised.
Yeah.
Outside of our race.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and I think also because I am a believer and I realize that God has made all of us in His image, that I don't shun away other types and backgrounds of culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, because I don't want to kind of deviate, but to answer your question, that's why I really didn't last between her and I.
That makes sense.
And it wasn't no beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't no beef. We just walked away. I mean, that was it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you have family members that are white too. Do you feel like it's like, how do you feel? Like, are they cool now? You just feel like, oh, we just cool, but it's not, haven't got to be that,
Well, the thing about some of my white relatives is that for some of them, I rarely see them.
Yeah.
So when I do see them, it's almost like the reset button was hit. And it's like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, cuz?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I take care. It's good seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few years later, it's the same line. Yo, what's up, cuz? What's going on? You know what I mean? So there's really no time to really bond and to get to know them and things like that. But truth be told, it's not really foreign to me because, I work in television and there's a myriad of white guys. Yeah. And I work more with white guys than I do brothers. So that's why it's not really foreign to me.
Yeah.
When I interact with, some of my white relatives, it's like, okay, yo, what's going on? What's good? And the conversation, to be honest with you, the conversation is not really, weird, or it's not really just out of the ordinary, because we have things in common.
Yeah, for sure.
They work like I work. They get up early like I get up early, or they like their clothes to be worn a certain way that I like my clothes. So so when you find those different types of commonalities, then it really begins to make it a little bit more natural. You know what I mean?
Do you think you accept more interracial friendships than relationships? Because some people could be like, I'm cool with y'all being friends, just don't marry them. Like you have the people like, I'm interracial friendships are all over. I got co-workers, this, that, but just don't marry her. Or just don't marry him.
See, I think that's a problem within our community because, like I said, if you're not careful, that's when you really start reaching. It's like, would you be saying something like, watching now, you're reaching. You start reaching to that pro-black, we're the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, we ain't worth nothing but 5 cents.
Come on now.
And that's on a good day. That's with inflation.
Hello.
We're only worth 5 cents. Or as like one of the content creators I watch, he said, we ain't nothing worth but 5 cents, $5 of dirt or 5 cents of dirt. At the end of the day, you're just dirt.
Yeah.
What really helps us stand out and what makes us clean is number one, God.
Yeah. Because all these people, I would say the people who have a problem with interracial dating, whatever, y'all don't have a problem with white doctors. If someone gonna come to save your life and you got to get some white blood, you gonna take it?
True. You like, give me the blood.
You is. Give me that blood. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, and this goes back, and we're probably repeating ourselves.
We probably are.
But this goes back to the black woman in the hospital. You mentioned the hospital as far as doctors.
Where me? Because this goes back to the black women, because when I was in the hospital having a baby, I wanted a black doctor. I do have a black doctor. I also wanted black nurses because I feel like they advocate for us. That goes back to, don't nobody black hold you down better than black. It could be somebody fighting in the street. You don't care if I don't even know him. You're going to hear mama, leave that boy alone. Get off of him. Get your tail home. Blacks look out for blacks. I feel like no matter what's going on, even if we take a video recording, if we stop it in action, we're not going to turn our nose and say, it's not my business. We're going to help those or help someone else. And so going back to the hospital, they always think, here we go again, stereotyping the black women. She can handle pain. She's not really in pain. She's just acting, because they think we all got lip service or we can handle much more than we can. And that's why it's statistically proven that most black women die during birth or even after because of a lack of, accountability on doctors. Like, they think we're not serious enough. Like, that's proven. And that's why we always get midwives and this and that, because it ain't nothing like going to the hospital to deliver your baby and not coming out because you had a doctor who didn't believe or thought you could handle. It's proven that they don't even give the black women the same amount of epidural that they give white women, because they think that we're stronger than the white woman. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's so deep. It's so deep. And so when things like interracial dating or whatever come about, it's man, you know what? It can go too deep. It can go too deep. Okay.
There's a lot of layers, and
it's too many layers.
We can't unpack it all within one episode.
No, it's like an onion. It just keeps going and going and going. When I think I cut it off, now it's more layers.
Yeah.
So yeah. I would just say that I don't have a problem. If you thought I had a problem, I don't have a problem. I once had a problem, but I'm okay now. I've been delivered. Hallelujah.
She has been delivered.
I got my caramel, and I'm good.
What's up, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one thing I will say before we wrap is that if you are a black man and you decide to marry outside of your race, meaning that you don't marry or you don't even date a
check
black
for the red
woman,
flags.
Yeah, check for the red flags. But if you choose to do that, make sure you're doing it with a pure motive and not to belittle the black woman. Because at the end of the day, there is no race that is greater than the other. There's not one that's better than the other, which means you have the freedom to marry whoever you want. But if you're going to do it, don't do it to belittle your own kind. Okay. Don't forget where you've come from. And what you can do is you can use that to your advantage when you begin to embark upon going into someone else's culture or within someone else's race. Because if you're doing that to fulfill some sort of fantasy, or you're doing that to try to escape something, then it's going to be a revolving door. And then by the time you get so tired and winded from going through that door or being on that treadmill of trying to find others, you're not going to even know who you are. And it's going to make it much worse. And so with that said, thank you for listening to the Chosen Insight. I really enjoyed this conversation with Mrs. Brookins. K. Renee, man, she dropped a lot of weight. She dropped a lot of heat. And Black women are beautiful. Black women are, man, God really, he really showed off with the Black woman. And so I just really thank God for that. I thank God for my Black woman, because I can honestly say that the Lord is good to me. When I watch you, how you move, how you interact, the wisdom, how you hold me down, because it gets very intense in my world, in my work, in business, health, all of those things. But you, time and time again, just really know how to hold me down, and I really appreciate it.
Of course, baby.
So, thank you again for listening. If you are new to listening to the podcast, like I said, we are on social media. You can check us out on YouTube. We are on Facebook, Instagram as well. We try to drop material on there as well. And it would be so appreciative of us if you would just take out the time and drop a comment. Drop a comment on this episode, or also, like and subscribe on our various social platforms. And we'll try our best to respond and try to interact with you as well. But yeah, join the conversation. But until next time, don't just get any insight, but get the chosen insight. Take care of yourselves and one another.